hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip bars is back, hip hop, Santa and hop, oh God, hop, what's up with you? I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture
Spend any time with Biggie and Tupac together. And next question will be, if you can answer on the back end, will be, where in your opinion do you think Tupac and Biggie went wrong in their relationship?
I actually met Big through Pac, when they were, I almost want to say, if I wasn't there when they met, it was shortly after. Because I remember Big showed up to one of our, I think we did like the first MTV Jams. If you ever see the one where Pac's doing I Get Around off the live band.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wearing like the Jalen Rose, Michigan jersey.
Mm-hmm.
He came down to the set of that. We hung out, and then maybe a few other times. And then, when Big would come to the Bay Area, because him and Pop were cool, I would check on him, like, ask if he was already needed anything. We were at a Gavin convention. I remember I sold him some weed one time. But in my opinion, I don't think that that Big did all of the things that Pop was saying he did. But I think that Big probably knew what was going to happen, and Pac was hurt that he didn't tell him. But then also surmised that maybe Big wasn't that guy that he claimed to Tupac that he was, to be able to speak out. You know what I'm saying? Because Pac was like, if you the boss in your town or whatever, Brooklyn, New York or whatever, then if you know something is going down, he's supposed to tell me. And I think it was a situation where it was bigger than something that Big could actually do. But I don't think Big ever wanted anything bad to happen to Pac. So it was just an unfortunate situation because they were really, really tight.
Appreciate that perspective. Talk about your autobiography, man. Talk about your book, if you don't mind.
Yeah, man, I did a book, and because I am Money B from Digital Underground, you might think it's a hip hop book, but it's really, in my opinion, like an American history tale. Just because, my dad was in the Black Panther Party, so my story starts before I was even born, and I grew up in that environment through the 70s. I survived the 80s when the crack epidemic hit and situations like that. Then you got the late 80s and 90s with the whole, hip hop career with Tupac and Digital Underground. And even within that, I was almost like a hip hop Forrest Gump, because I've been privy to and been in situations that people talk about, and I'm like, damn, I was there. Like when Trouble T-Roy with Heavy D, when he passed, you guys know Trouble T-Roy, right? When they reminisce of you, I was there when he fell off the thing and his hip. We had to go to New York the next day to the new music seminar, and let New York know that he had passed. I was at the in New York when the lynch mob and Above the Law had that big brawl in New York at the new music seminar. I was in Berlin when the Berlin Wall came down. We had a show out there, and I remember being in the streets when everybody running around and shit is on fire. It's just a and I just talk about a lot of these stories that I was witness to. For instance, like I recall like one time, me and Tupac, we did a song with Above the Law, right? And we were going, and Above the Law was signed to Ruthless. And at the time, Dre had broke, and no. I think Dre had broken it was before Aftermath or right at Aftermath, but Ruthless and Death Row were beefing, right? And I just remember being in the elevator with Eazy-E and Tupac and Above the Law when we get ready to go to the stage, and the elevator doors open, and I think Warren G and some other people was there, and Eazy pulls out a gun, and Pop crazy ass, he pulled out his gun.
Whoa.
and it was like, we ready to do this, and I was just like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Like what's going on? And just little shit like that. And I've actually witnessed, you know, the big Public Enemy tours, and you know, performing at Wembley Stadium in London in front of 100,000 people. Just seeing, you know, knowing and seeing E40 at the very beginning of his career. Just it's just a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? That I just saw in my lifetime, and I just talk about it. So I take you through history firsthand of somebody. You know, people want to know about the Black Panther Party. I'm actually telling you through my eyes what I saw and what I know. You really want to know about Tupac? Let me tell you what it was like being with Tupac and the things that we had to endure or experience or enjoy being around and with Tupac. You feel me?
Mm.
So, and then even after that, you know, I had a few life altering experiences which I'll let you guys read in my book, but I bring you through it, you know, and I don't hold anything back. Just talk about it.
When is the book dropping?
What is this? Probably sometimes next year. You know,
Okay.
like the book is finished, but I'm not gonna release it until it's time to release it. You know what I mean?
What's it called?
Is right. Excuse me?
What's it called? I'm sorry.
Oh, right now it's titled Hype Man, the Money B story.
Dope.
And it's called Hype Man because a lot of people, even though I wasn't, would consider me as the second guy to Shock G, which normally would be, say, the Hype Man. But really the play on words is that if you're, you know, the music industry is really just one big hype machine. So if you're part of it, then you're a hype man. You know, if you're part of this whole thing, the music industry is all about hype, right? And if you play a part in it, then you're just one of the hype men.
Dope.
Now, movies for you guys. I know you did Nothing But Trouble. Did you guys do any more movies and get any more parts, you know, as a result of your success from your group? And after those movies, did it catapult you guys a little bit more? Did you get more exposure? Can you talk about that a little bit?
After that, I know Humpty Hump did a Nike commercial with Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley, which I didn't get invited to. God damn it. And I think Shock was in something, but you know, I did a few independent films that I'm proud that I was a part of. Don't ask me the names of them. I think one of them was called God damn it. It was I forget what it was called, but ironically, I forgot to even tell y'all, like, you know, I had a few years where I was part of the adult industry as well. But in this movie, I played somebody in the adult industry, and you know, 10 years later, I find myself actually in the adult industry. So that was kind of crazy. But I was able to play myself in All Eyes on Me, the Tupac movie. So that was kind of dope.
Word. Talk about some of your entrepreneurial ventures outside of music. I know you just talked about the adult industry, but talk about some other ones as well, or whatever you're into outside of hip hop.
Well, we produced and directed, myself and Cletus Mack, who's also a member of Digital Underground, from about 2001 to 2006. We had an adult hip hop series called Sex and the Studio, and it was like a mix of adult scenes, like real scenes, and we mixed it in with interviews with hip hop artists like Ludacris and Exhibit and Bone Crusher, if y'all remember him from back in the day.
Yeah.
Drez, Drez and De La Soul, Drez from Black Sheep. Damn it, look that shit up. Sex in the Studio. We did like 2 episodes. But from that, we actually got a deal where we were shooting straight pornographic movies. And we had about, I don't know, 20 something odd titles that we did. And it was pretty lucrative for the time that we were in it. And we actually got some awards for what we did. But, you know, that industry kind of changed the way that music did. And I believe that we got out of it at the right time. Currently, I have I manage the Digital Underground merchandise, and we have a website called dumerch.com, and where you can get your officially licensed, you know, Digital Underground, like this hat, it's Digital Underground, official Digital Underground merchandise, and also have a website called 9Ts, 9tshiphop.com, where, you know, you can get classic 90s hip hop artist merchandise as well. I am a part of a new streaming network called Buyer Streaming.